Any health-related information on the following show provides general information only. Content presented on any show by any host or guest should not be substituted for a doctor's advice. Always consult your physician before beginning any new diet, exercise, or treatment program.
Hello and welcome to the Red Lasered Water Guy Show. We're here to help you, help yourself, help your body heal itself naturally. So hope everything's going well for you and you're vibrating high enough that you don't have any concerns about anything and your body's, loose, limber, flexible, healthy, pain-free, because that's the way life's meant to be. Okay, we're the better your health is, the more fun you can have and the longer and healthier you can live. And I'm all about having fun and living life to the fullest. I've watched too many people, the last 10, 15 years just exist, not having any fun, not able to go play, do anything, just kind of hanging out. And that's not it's not the way I want to live. We'll put it that way. So anyhow, I've kind of dedicated everything to helping people help themselves, help their body heal itself naturally for about 15 years now. And it's working really well for those that plug in, because we're all a choice. We all get to make a choice every moment as to whether we raise our vibration or whether we lower our vibration. And it's all about the vibration, because vibration is a universal law. You don't have to believe in it. It's like gravity, okay? Gravity is a universal law. You don't have to believe in it, but if you step off a cliff, you're going to go down. And it's just that simple. And so when you do things that are incoherent or harmful to your body, then your vibration goes down. And that could just be the words you're using. And we're going to cover a little bit of that tonight. So, because we're all at choice. And what we're talking about here tonight is energy, frequency, and vibration, like we always do. Can't separate those three. And it's like light, water, and salt, and air. You can't separate those. The body has to have all those to be healthy. So let's go ahead and bring up the slideshow here and we'll get going for tonight. Okay. So again, Joe Blanton here, and you can go to Lasered Water and catch up on some of what we're doing here. The other ways to get a hold of me is joe@theredlaserguy.com. Another way to check things out is go to my youtube.com @theredlaserguy. That's got several videos and stuff there. Or just give me a call. I welcome phone calls or text 469-766-5511. Gets me every time. If you get voicemail, please leave a voicemail, because it's like this coming week. I'm headed for Sedona tomorrow. I got a 3-day expo down there, and then I'm gonna go off grid for a couple of days and be out, camping and climbing and hiking and doing some dispersed camping. Yeah, so I may or may not have cell signal. So just leave me a voicemail and I'll call you back as soon as I get back online. And everything is energy. Okay, we've talked about that before. Nikola Tesla, one of my favorites. If you want to think, to find the secrets of the universe, think in terms of energy, frequency, and vibration. Well, everything is energy and everything vibrates. And if you want to think in terms of, if you want to find the secrets to your health, do the same thing. Think in terms of energy, frequency, and vibration. And you can also think in terms of water, air, sea salt, unprocessed sea salt. Those are critical for your wellness, as is sunlight. Sunlight's one of the information in sunlight is what feeds our body, communicates to our body how to vibrate health and wellness, adding electrons, etc. So everything vibrates, and the vibration is the electromagnetic field. And most people when they think of EMF, they think of 5G or something harmful. But every frequency has EMF. It's the information that helps create that frequency. It's like a muscle that's totally healthy vibrates at a specific frequency, animal or human, because that's what makes it a muscle. And there's variations there based on your size and all that. Okay, but if it's hurting, it's vibrating lower than that. And that frequency is the information in that frequency is what helps create that muscle. So what we do is we've identified those what we call human blueprint frequencies. And we've infused those into lasers and frequency disc and pendants and water to help your body raise its vibration back up to optimal wellness. Because anytime you infuse a higher frequency in with the lower frequency will always entrain back up to the higher frequency. And that's called coherent communication. Okay, coherent EMF. If it's incoherent EMF, like 5G or 60 cycles, that was the first electricity that started harming our biofield in our body with 60 cycles. That's incoherent EMF or harmful EMF to the body. So it's really that simple, all right? And your health is determined by the invisible frequency that you're vibrating, because that invisible frequency is about communication, okay? So here's another look at way of looking at communication. This is coherent communication here. You know, we got a couple having tea or something, coffee, and communicating, listening and talking. Okay, that's coherent communication. And then that's good vibrations. And then now we have incoherent communications, okay, where both people are yelling and screaming and nobody's listening. Well, listening is the key to learning. Number one, you don't learn anything when you're talking, and it takes listening and talking. It's called coherent communication. So this is bad vibrations on the right, all right? You don't want to be there. And this is what the sine wave looks like, or the frequency wave looks like, because everything's a wave also. And so the coherent waves are in phase. And that's what makes them so powerful and coherent, and the body understands them. Well, incoherent frequencies are out of wave. This is what you're seeing here on the right. That's the waves are not in phase. So there's a lot of static there, and the picture depicts a bit of static there also. Well, that's raising your vibration on the left when you're using coherent communication, or frequencies that are coherent to the body. You're raising your vibration to a healthier body, building your immune system. And you're lowering your vibration when you're dealing with incoherent frequencies, and you're harming your immune system. So effective communication is the key to all success, period. Whether it's at work, at home, it's a successful communication. Well, it's the same thing inside your body. It's the same thing inside your computer and your cell phone. It's effective communication that keeps everything working. Whenever your cell phone, gets backed up with too much data or too many, trackers or whatever that is, and it stops working, you have to shut it off, restart it, cleans all that up, and it starts working well again. So success is critical in every area of life and in your health, at work, etc. Okay, so all communication, your self-talk is the most impactful on your body. We're going to talk a little bit more about that here in just a second. But self-talk is, you're either talking yourself into success, being healthy, or you're talking yourself out of being healthy, into failure. It's just really that simple. Our self-talk determines us, period. All right. Now, the real rub here is there's unconscious self-talk from our old BS, what I call belief systems, BS, because it matches real close with everything else that, stands for BS. So that's the unconscious self-talk. And that's what has most people, in trouble, so to speak, or living a life less than what they might want to be living, is that unconscious self-talk. So you got to get conscious long enough to change your self-talk and talk yourself into being successful. So sounds simple, but it's definitely not easy, but it is simple to help understand that. It's the impact of your self-talk. Changing your self-talk will change your life. And I did that for myself, 55 years ago or so. Anyhow, hope everything's going well with you. And here we go on. Bruce Tainio was the first one to come up with a frequency monitor that could determine the frequencies of the body, the healthy body. So he's on the left here. And then I built a spiral here of health to kind of compare where you are on that vibration as far as your health goes. So a healthy body is 62 to 78 megahertz. The brain frequencies range from 72 to 90 megahertz, pretty good sized gap there. Your heart vibrates 67 to 70 megahertz, a healthy heart. And then disease starts when you bring your vibration down to 58 megahertz. And I said that, because that's what happens. You have to bring your vibration down. Now, you can blame other people and stuff like that. That's just going to keep you stuck. When you blame, you stay the same, which is actually not accurate because you go down farther. You can't stay the same in the universe. There's no standing still in the universe. Everything is moving all the time. You're either raising your vibration or you're lowering your vibration. And when you blame somebody else, then you're a victim. So you're playing victim. So you have to take responsibility for everything in your life. And when you take 100% full responsibility for where you're vibrating, you can change it. You can vibrate higher. But if you're blaming somebody else, you're only, lowering your vibration. So, or something else, or, all that stuff that's, and, stuff that's blowing in the sky, all that stuff. There's people that are pointing fingers at all of that. And granted, that's harmful, but you can overcome it, that our thoughts are super powerful. I mean, our thoughts are the creative process that's creating our life because it turns into our words and our actions. Okay, so you have to bring your vibration down to 42 megahertz for it to become receptive to cancer at that point. And then the death cycle starts at about 25 megahertz. So that's, his, references for the vibrations of the human body. Well, when you have coherent communication, you're on the upper part of that spiral because coherent communication is raising your vibration. The body understands that. When you have incoherent communications, you're on the lower part of that spiral. And it kind of looks like this word-wise. When you have a lot of optimism, when you have a lot of laughter in your life, you have satisfaction, love and joy in your life, you're happy, you're smiling every day, you look forward to the day and the opportunities available and the people you can meet. Okay, that's coherent communication with your body, and that raises your vibration. That helps heal your immune system, keeps it vibrating high, keeps your blood thinner, moving better, etc. However, if you're on the other end of that spectrum, what they've kind of tried to force a lot of people into the last 2 or 3 years is that worry and that fear, and wanting to stand off, being afraid of everybody, etc. Won't go any farther with that. Anyhow, then you're lowering your vibration because that's incoherent communication to your body. It's lowering your vibration. And Louise Hay wrote a book 50 years ago, probably, about, how the words and worry and resentment and all that stuff. Resentment relates to breast cancer. And, all that, all those are frequencies. And frequencies are information communicating into and out of our body to the rest of the universe, so to speak. So good vibrations if it's coherent communications, bad vibrations if it's incoherent, and you're either raising your vibration or you're lowering your vibration with every breath. Everything, the most consistent thing out there is change. You're going to change, period. So you can change by choice or you can change by default, and the way society changes you. And another way of putting it here is one of my favorites again, Mr. Albert Einstein. He says, everything is energy, and that's all there is to it, period, okay? Match the frequency of the reality you want, and you cannot help but get that reality. It can be no other way. This is not philosophy, this is physics, okay? And he was a genius in his time. Him and Nikola Tesla are 2 of my favorites because they walked their talk. They proved, everything that they were talking about, or most of it anyhow. So this is what we're looking at here is our own reality, matching the frequency of what we want. Now think about it. When we go back to, the cancer starting at a vibration of around 42 megahertz, there's that guy that was diagnosed with cancer, Norman Cousins, I think was his name. Anyhow, he was diagnosed with cancer. Says, if I'm going to die, I'm going to, laugh myself to death. And he went and rented all these movies and stuff, funny movies and stuff, and watched them and laughed a lot. And when he went back in, a few weeks later, a couple of months later, I don't know how long it was. Anyhow, the cancer was gone because laughter is very healing. Laughter raises the pH of your body, which is, again, raising the vibration of your body. Those 2 run pretty close. And, his body healed itself. Okay, that's the power of laughter. That's the power of smiling and laughing and looking forward to the future. When when you use your imagination, one of the best ways I've heard it put is imagination is consciousness creating its future. Okay. So when you're using your imagination, normally you're conscious. That's not necessarily true, because people, when they're unconscious, imagine things that are not good for them. But either way, laughter, your thoughts, looking forward to the future, all of that will help your body raise its vibration to where it can heal itself. So things that determine your vibration. Number one, the 5 people you hang around with the most. Okay, we're all connected. And the 5 people you hang around with the most, they've documented this verbatim over and over, that your life will be an average of the 5 people you hang around with the most. The house you live in, the car you drive, the language you use, the foods you eat, all of that's going to be an average of the 5 people you hang around with the most. So if you're happy with that, great. If not, you might want to look for some new people to hang around with, which is what I did. And, I wanted to be an entrepreneur and be self-employed. So I started hanging out with people that own businesses. And when I got out of the Air Force, by the time I got my 4 years in at the Air Force, I was already ready to get in business for myself. And I came right out of the Air Force and started my first business, and then met more people that were business owners and got my coaching from them. I wanted to get into real estate, so got to met, when the teacher's ready, when the student's ready, the teacher will appear. I met a gentleman that was in real estate, just an amazing guy, and he taught me, a ton of stuff about real estate. We actually put a group together and of 5 people and started investing in real estate. So I said all that to say this: who are you hanging around with, and what's going on? Kind of look at your life and make sure you want to be there. That's all it takes. And you don't have to run away from them, but it's about bringing in other people that have already done what you want to do. That's the key. Is who are you listening to? When you listen to people who have already done and have it documented physically and in every way that they've done what you want to do, then learn from them. But if it's somebody that's, it's like, I used to know a guy that taught a stop smoking class, and then on break he'd go out back and smoke. Well, I wouldn't want to take lessons on stop smoking from a guy that, went out on break and smoked. It's like taking, losing weight from somebody that's overweight. And it's not a hit on anybody, but they haven't walked their talk. And that's the key, is you got to walk your talk. The environment you choose to put yourself in every day. Are you working a job you don't like? They say, 67% of the people would change jobs for no increase in pay because they hate what they're doing. That's unhealthy. That's a very low vibration. That's keeping you stuck or taking you farther down. So if you're happy where you are, I don't do anything unless I'm having fun with it. That's another lesson when I look back over my life, I shut the first business I started out of the Air Force. I didn't like it, so I shut it down and changed into another trade. And because I wasn't having fun doing it. So the environment you choose to put yourself in every day is critical to your vibration. Your daily habits. Look at your habits and what might you want to change that could help you vibrate higher and feel better. And that's the key, is when you're feeling better, you're vibrating higher. You're feeling worse, you're vibrating lower. Your feelings are your guide that you can use to follow yourself. If you think about doing something and it doesn't feel good to you, there's a clue there, okay? If you think about doing something that feels great, then there's a clue there too. So, follow, your feelings. The foods you choose to eat, eating food is a choice. And there's foods out there that make you feel good, and there's foods out there that make you feel bad. And a lot of the ones that make you feel bad are addictive to where you eat them anyhow. So again, it's about what are you choosing to eat. The drinks you choose to drink is another, clue as to, how you're vibrating, where you're vibrating. So that brings us to the energy that's in food and water. Okay. This is a Vobis energy chart, and this is what they call, they have a measurement for it in Europe called Vobis energy, and we call it life force energy here. But a healthy person, a neutral value of healthy person is 16,000 Bovis energy or life force energy units. That's about 60%. Okay. If you're eating and drinking anything that has a lower energy, then it's actually harming your body. It weakens your body because it takes more energy from the body to get it out of your body than it brought into the body to use. If you're eating and drinking things that have a Bovis energy over 16,500, now the body receives constructive energy and thus the body is strengthened. And that's what we're looking for. Well, as a reference here, I'll just give you tap water. Tap water, bottled water, has a Bovis energy around 3,400. And so that's a clue right there, okay? Because the energy in your cells determines your health, no exception. So if you're drinking alcohol, etc., stuff like that, that all has a low vibration to it. And that's what's helping dehydrate people's bodies and causing the longer term effects in the body that are not feeling good. So water is vital to your health, well-being, and mood. It aids in digestion, reduces free radicals, improves energy, reduces joint pain. It even improves oral health, okay? If you have lower back pain, if you have knee pain, all of that starts with dehydration, not enough assimilation of water. You can drink all the water you want, but if it's low energy water, if it has a high surface tension, which we'll get in a little bit here, we'll cover that. Most of the water we use and drink, especially tap and bottled water, has a very high surface tension and is not easily absorbed into the cells. It is energetically contaminated with over 110 pollutants and nanoparticles. Okay, so tap and bottled water, bulk water, municipal water has, again, very high surface tension and simply does not absorb into the body and plants easily. Okay, it does, but it's got to go through a longer process. The body has to expend energy to digest water to be able to use that water instead of it hydrating by osmosis. So this is what, surface tension, when it has a high surface tension, the top pictures here shows that the water molecules are actually bouncing off of the cell and not be able to penetrate it and carry in the nutrition and carry out the toxins. The low surface tension is the lower part there, and you can see it's penetrating the cell wall, bringing nutrition in, penetrating the cell water, and taking toxins out, just as it's supposed to. It's absorbed easily. So, while filtration and treatment remove the physical particles, substances, contaminants, they cannot remove the nanoparticles, the energetic frequency, which is the memory in the water cell. Water has memory of these contaminants. That's the frequency. You might be familiar with Dr. Iamoto, where he took pictures of it and how the frequencies, the memory in the water would have snowflakes or it would have muddy stuff based on the memory where that water came from. So to prevent the negative effects of these frequencies on people, plants, and animals, water molecules must be both physically restructured and energetically reprogrammed by something more powerful than a filter. And that's where we come in. Okay, structured, microclustered, and ionized water. Structuring, microclustering, and negative ionizing water converts the charge of the water molecule. The result is the water is split into less molecular clusters. Okay, there's so many clusters in a molecule. And so in tap water is like 12 to 16 clusters. And after it's structured, there's 3 or 4 clusters. So therefore, it's able to start penetrating and hydrating the body through osmosis, and a surface tension is reduced and it goes through the cell walls and does its work. The water can then be absorbed to deliver more oxygen, minerals, and nutrients into the body, as well as carry out the toxins. So that's the value of structured, microclustered, ionized water. And it gets even better, okay? So how does structured water form? Well, to create this type of chemical bonding, you need energy. Energy comes from different forms. For instance, we commonly use heat to change chemical structures in cooking. With meat, it denatures protein, makes it easier to chew. Add excess heat to water and it evaporates. So you need a different type of energy in order to change the structure here. So when you vortex energy applied to H2O can create H3O2. And what we have in our hydrating ionizer is a double vortex. It's vortexing it in, vortexing it back out. And so we create the H3O2 water, which is an extra hydrogen and an extra oxygen molecule. Infrared rays can also change water to its structured form. That's where our red laser comes into play. Okay, the red laser is red and infrared. It replicates sunshine. And so it's actually helping to structure the water also and make the water wetter. When you take the tension off, surface tension off, it actually tastes wetter. It's pretty awesome. So minerals with specific energy signatures may also change water into its fourth phase, like copper. And copper is what we have in our gold disc, which is an energetic amplifier. When you wrap it around the end of the red laser and laser your water, it more than triples the efficacy of the laser. So pure hydro ionizer structured water. On the left here, we have unstructured water. On the right, we have structured water. And you can see a huge difference here. And in the structured water, you don't see any of the pollutants or the chlorine where you see it in the H2O. But structured water is H3O. Okay, and so structuring of the water also converts the water molecules. The result is water structured is changed from H2O to H3O2. Your body receives an extra hydrogen and oxygen molecule. So what are the benefits of ionized water? Well, H3O2 is not just for the health conscious, okay? It's also ubiquitous byproduct of living plants and fruits that can be found in nature. So a lot of the fruits, the water part of fruits and some vegetables is already structured water. It's H3O2. It's hexagonal water. So in fact, it's said that structured water has the capacity to store and release energy in a more efficient way than unstructured water. Anytime you filter water or it stands in pipes or goes through pipes, making, long straight runs and 90-degree turns, totally unnatural, it unstructures the water. So because H3O2 may enhance nutrient absorption and boost metabolism in addition to removing metabolic waste, it's a great alternative to drinking bottled water for sure. Okay, so the benefits of structured microclustered ionized water. Again, in structured form, water has lower surface tension, so it penetrates the cell easier. And water going through the cell membrane triggers the hydroelectric pump to help generate a different type of energy from ATP. And so that's necessary for the body to function fully also. This causes it to attract more nutrients. So the structured water with this lower surface tension attracts more nutrients. By doing so, it carries more nutrients into the cell. On the flip side, it also attaches to toxins on its way out to cleanse your system. If you're in pain at all, that's lack of oxygen on a cellular level. And part of that is there's too many toxins there that you're not able to get away from the cells. And that's helping to cause the inflammation and the pain. And that's number one cause is dehydration for that to happen. And the other one is lack of sea salt, unprocessed sea salt. So this type of water may help improve your energy levels and mood. With improved nutrient intake, your immune system will work better in fighting off illness. You'll also heal faster and hydrate with H2O2 to boost your brain power as well. Because H2O2 also goes across the brain, blood barrier into the brain and helps reduce take the nutrients in there and bring out the toxins and help reduce the inflammation, etc. So what do the lasers and structured water do for you? This is where we come in. This is the self-care tools that help you, help yourself, help your body heal itself naturally. The lasers replicate sunshine because sun has all the colors in it. Well, the red and infrared are over 50% of the rays from the sun, and that's what our body really needs the most is the red and infrared. But we also need some blue and some green, and so we have those available also. So you can use all of the lasers with the gold disc into the water after you run it through the hydroionizer. And then that takes your water to a whole new level. It adds additional human blueprint frequencies, optimal wellness frequencies into the water, adds about 30% more life force energy into the water, makes the water more coherent, and just amazing what it does. So the lasers replicate sunshine. The hydro combo here, the hydro ionizer, replicates the Rocky Mountain stream. That's what the vortex does. The vortexing the water in, vortexing the water back out. So number one, it de-stresses your body by penetrating optimal health frequencies directly into your cells, tissues, bones, nerves, rods and cones of the eyes, the brain, and into the bones. Living proof of that. I was sun gazing, at midnight or 1 o'clock in the morning, or sun gazing at noon, whenever I wanted to, because the red and infrared laser replicates sunshine. And sun gazing, they've proven for decades, way back in history, gazing into the sun first thing in the morning and the last thing in the evening is very healthy for the body. Well, with the red and infrared laser, you can gaze into the sun anytime for 20 to 30 seconds at a time. And I no longer wear glasses after wearing glasses for 52 years. So it's really a blessing not to be a slave to glasses. So it also enhancing the function of your mitochondria to produce 30% more life force energy in your cells and in your blood, because they've documented now there's free-floating mitochondria in your blood. One of the reasons we work so well, even though we're working in one area, maybe a shoulder, something like that, your blood's flowing through 2 or 3 times a minute, so the whole body is benefiting from more life force energy, better microcirculation, and more oxygen in the blood. So upregulating gene expression for building a healthier protein, and proteins are responsible for structure and function of your body. So healthy proteins are expression of life, where the proteins are expression, whether they're healthy or not. Okay. So the hydration ionizer structures microclusters, ionizes, and programs your water with more optimal wellness frequencies. Structured water begins hydrating your body via osmosis from the mouth and the upper stomach. That's why it tastes so much wetter. Amazing difference in the taste just pouring it through one time. Structured water also is known as hexagonal water, which becomes a form of hexagonal structure, H3O2. So tap water and bottled water and all filtered water is destructured water, which is H2O, which we've been told all along. Here's just a couple more pictures of the scramble of unstructured water versus the structure of structured water. So should you be concerned about water? I mean, our body's 70% water plus, our blood's 94% water. But molecularly, we are 99.92% water molecules. And water is life, period. So the quality of your water is the quality of your life. All aging is due to too many dysfunctional mitochondria in the cells and in the blood. Well, the number one cause of dysfunctional mitochondria is dehydration. So you can use our lasers and hydrating ionizer to drink the best water in the world for you and your family, and spread the word to your friends. So here's some of the testing we've done on it. Again, I mentioned earlier, the life force energy baseline in tap water is 3,400, reverse osmosis 6,300, Kangen 8,400, and reverse osmosis vitalizer vortex water is 10,300. That's what I start with. Then I run it through the hydro one time. Well, tap water goes to 9,300. The reverse osmosis goes to 10,600. Kangen goes to 16,000. The reverse osmosis vortex goes to 16,300. Remember I talked about, unless you're drinking liquids that have over 16,500 Bovis energy or life force energy, you're draining the body. So when we add the red laser to it, and laser the water after it's run through the hydro. The tap water went to 18,600. The reverse osmosis went to 40,000 life force energy. Kangen went to 36,000. And the reverse osmosis vortex went to 57,500. So now we're giving energy to the body. We're structuring, we're helping the body heal itself, increasing the immune system. Then when we add the gold disc, the energetic amplifier, so now we're running through the hydro, we're lasering it with the red laser and the gold disc, the red and infrared laser. Tap water went to 25,000 life force energy, reverse osmosis 55,000, Kangen 65,000, and the reverse osmosis vitalized vortex water went to 114,000. So you can also run it through the hydro a second time and then laser it, and then that doubles everything. So the healthiest water on earth is what you want to be drinking, because that's the key. You know, water is life. The quality of your life is the quality of your water. So your mitochondria are the key to anti-aging, health, longevity, and even reverse aging. And that's where, you know, aging is simply too many dysfunctional mitochondria is the new aging theory. They've gone through some others like the telomeres and stuff like that. Those have all been just, you know, proven not to be accurate. So aging is simply too many dysfunctional mitochondria makes the most sense. Dehydration causes dysfunctional mitochondria. Not enough water to get the electron chain transfer in the to produce the ATP that cell needs to do its work. It's really that simple. So our blood's 94% water and must carry oxygen and nutrition to and waste from the cells for them to function properly. So again, dehydration causes a sluggish flow of blood, starving the cells, and can lead to clotting, etc. It also slows down the lymphatic system when you're dehydrated, which is the sewer system, you know, so to speak, for our body. Which, you know, the only way to activate it is proper exercise and deep diaphragmatic breathing. So, how do you, you know, how do you dehydrate yourself? Well, number one is not drinking enough assimilatable water. Number two would be not having enough unprocessed sea salt in your system to create the osmotic pressure to hold water in the blood. And then just because there's water in it doesn't mean it will hydrate your body. All right. So coffee, tea, alcohol, manufactured beverages all dehydrate your body. They're a diuretic. They cause your body to get rid of the water they are dissolved in, plus some more water from your body's reserves. Well, if you're dehydrated, you don't have any reserves. And so the beauty here is, and the problem is, that your body is super good at robbing Peter to pay Paul to make you think you're healthy, right up until it can't rob Peter anymore. And then you go, boom, you broke. All right. Doctors are taught that, you know, by the time you have your first symptom, 80% of the damage is done. Okay. It's just that simple because of the, you know, robbing Peter to pay Paul, making you think you're healthy until it can't do that anymore. So caffeinated drinks are the background to all health problems, and its counterpart is the aspartame and the other artificial sweeteners. That's how, you know, and what's most of our society conditioned through TV and commercials and all that to do is go have this kind of, you know, drinks and foods that are intentionally have products or elements in them that cause them to be addictive. And that's where the self-talk comes in. So you're either talking yourself into continuing to eat it, or you're talking yourself into stop drinking it and eating it. It always comes down to a choice. It's either a conscious choice to do it or a choice by default to not do it. So ways to stay hydrated: drink enough water, about half your body weight in ounces. Eat more fruits and vegetables. You know, fruits are more cleansing. Vegetables are more about building the body. Balance electrolytes. You know, it's like if you're drinking RO water, reverse osmosis water, or distilled water, both those are dead water. They will not connect to electricity. Our body functions on the conduction of electricity in a DC fashion, like your car, AC, you know, from negative to positive, no alternating current, but direct current. And so when you're drinking dead water that won't conduct electricity, it has to start collecting minerals and pulling minerals back into it. So you want to add minerals back. I drink reverse osmosis water, but I put sea salt into it, about a half a teaspoon, a little over half a teaspoon per gallon. And then I add minerals I use a company called Trace Minerals, where I add minerals back into my water so that it's not dead water and it has the elements in it the body needs for the electrical communication without stealing the minerals from the body. Hope that made sense. Okay. Consume raw sea salt. It helps you balance your water and potassium levels. You need a teaspoon, teaspoon and a half, maybe 2 teaspoons a day of unprocessed raw sea salt through the day on your food, on your tongue, in your water, etc. Exercise. Exercise is critical to increase circulation and more nutrition into your cells, and more detoxing also, because again, proper education, even walking, will help activate your lymphatic system. Avoid dehydrating beverages, sugar drinks, food, alcohol, caffeine. We just talked about that. Pour your water through the hydration ionizer and laser your water with the red and infrared laser and the gold disc, and you'll have the best water on the planet. And you can carry all that with you. The red laser, this is all 4 lasers here together. That's how I use them. I just turn them all on, and use them on my body, or lasering my water and my food. But you can carry the red laser with you in your pocket like I do. Carry the hydrating ionizer. It's like 3.5 inches long and a little over an inch in diameter. So it's all possible. I carry them with me all the time. So this is some of the results that we're getting. And this is some of the testing we've done. Dr. Kuhns did a test for us on tap water using the gas discharge visualization camera. It takes a picture of life force energy. So on the left is the life force energy in a drop of tap water. On the right is the same size drop of tap water lasered for 30 seconds. You can see we're adding 30 to 35% more life force energy. We also neutralized the toxins and made the water wetter to where 90% of the people can taste the difference after I laser their water for 30 seconds. And then this is the effects on a person's biofield after drinking the water. You can see the biofield on the left. There's a lot of gaps, a lot of holes in it, a lot of dissonance around a lot of EMF, harmful EMF probably. Every part that there's a gap relates to some part of the body that's not healthy or not going to be healthy and very soon. And then after drinking the water, you can see it brought the biofield into a tighter resonance. The body and the biofield are protected better now and communicating better. So again, our blood's 98% water, or 94% water rather, brain's 78%, and eyes are 98% water. So being hydrated is critical for proper vision. And okay, and this is how we work with the mitochondria. I call it nature's medicine to help your body de-stress. The 2 key mechanisms, NASA tells us when you injure the body, and it could just be through stress, the mitochondria curl up, figuratively speaking, like a hedgehog, and they stop communicating and stop producing they take in too much nitric oxide and not enough oxygen. Well, as soon as the red laser hits the mitochondria in your skin, in your blood, it kicks out, it relaxes the mitochondria completely. It kicks out the nitric oxide and allows more oxygen in. And that's where the 30% more life force energy comes in your blood in 30 seconds. We've documented that one tens of thousands of times. Okay, the second thing that happens is called hormesis. Hormesis increases mitochondrial energy production also. It makes your cells healthier, more energetic, more resilient, more tolerant to stress, helps prevent the buildup of free radicals. So it's building up the cell's antioxidant and anti-inflammatory defense system is what it's doing. All that happens in 30 seconds. And that's why, because the frequencies work at the speed of light. And what we're doing is igniting your own energy to upregulate your own gene expression to build a healthier protein. Again, proteins are the expression of your life, because they're responsible for the structure and the function of your body. And when you really think about that, that's huge. Okay, we want to take care of our mitochondria, and then Dr. Wallace says, that all aging is just simply too many dysfunctional mitochondria, not enough energy in that cell for that cell to do its work. And, that's critical. So we can help, because stimulating mitochondria is what the red and infrared laser does first and most and the quickest, by replicating sunshine again. So this is the live blood analysis of a 48-year-old lady. After 2 minutes of shining the red laser on her chest, this is what her blood looked like. It was all free flowing. So we have a compromised immune system on the left. We have a healthy immune system on the right. Okay, now this lady was drinking plenty of water. She thought she was hydrated, but she wasn't assimilating the water, okay, because it was bottled water. And so we worked with the water that was in the body in less than 2 minutes, actually, to get this change. And this change happens every time, with all of our products, actually. The pendants will do it. We have toxic-free edible skincare, and it'll do it also. So that's what we love about what we're doing here. So Bruce Lipton, one of my favorites. The fate of our cells is determined by the chemistry in our blood. And the chemistry in our blood is determined by the mitochondria and how hydrated we are and how much toxin, how well the nutrition is going into the cells and the toxins are coming out and being flushed out of the system. So no exceptions to that. So anyhow, what we do is de-stress your body in seconds, penetrate directly into your cells, tissues, bones, nerves, and the brain, into the bones, okay? Give you enhanced function of the mitochondria, 30% more life force energy, better microcirculation, more oxygen, upregulate gene expression, enhance cell-to-cell communication, which is critical, because everything's about effective communication, as we talked earlier. So we lower inflammation, we regenerate cells faster. Just had a gentleman today that got a laser from me at the New Living Expo in San Rafael, California, a few weeks ago. And he was going through the house, stubbed his toe on a piece of furniture and actually broke his toe. And didn't think about the laser right away. And his foot was all swollen up from breaking it. So he was putting ice on it. And then he remembered the laser and got the laser out. In just a few minutes, he watched the swelling go back down, because it's cellular repair in a moment on a new injury. So he watched the swelling go back down, the pain went away, the trauma went away, and it's healing up nicely now, and he's not suffering while he's walking. So that was a great testimonial. So now it's time for that statement. These statements have not been evaluated by the FDA. These products are not intended to diagnose, treat, mitigate, cure, or prevent any disease. And here's the beauty of it. We don't, okay? All we're doing is liberating your own energy for your body to be able to heal itself naturally. It's that simple. None of these products heal, or, all of our products simply raise the vibration of your body to where your body can heal itself naturally, because your body has to do the healing. Nothing else heals the body, but the body has to do the healing. If you have surgery, now the body's got to recover from the surgery and whatever the surgery was for. So not that there's not a time and a place for that. But if you take drugs, now the body's got to recover from the drugs and still address, the initial reason you took the drugs. So we're liberating your own energy for your body to heal itself naturally. And, here's my eye report. No longer wearing glasses after 52 years of wearing glasses. And the doctor says, I've never seen an eye correct itself the way yours has. And that was simply using the red and infrared laser, 20, 30 seconds at a time. And it's pretty awesome. So nobody else can vibrate for you. You have to raise your own vibration. It's that simple. And then the body can do miraculous things, because the body works at the speed of light. So do frequencies, the red laser, infrared laser, all of our products have added optimal wellness frequencies, what we call human blueprint frequencies, added to them to help your body help itself, heal itself naturally. And so nobody else can raise your vibration but you. Now we can help, okay, but you have to do the work. You have to get the products and then use the products, and you can use them for yourself and your whole family and your friends. So again, If you have any questions, give me a call, 469-766-5511. Go to my YouTube channel, youtube.com/@TheRedLaserGuy. And then we'll be back, with some more information. And let me know how I can help you, help yourself, help your body heal itself naturally so you can raise your vibration for self-healing. Good night. Take care and have fun.